Is this personal hard for you because of what's happened?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. Like, there's no way people can just get away with putting their hands on me, and that's just, you're getting a free pass.
Fabio Wardley attacks Daniel Dubois after brutal knockout, and the scenes at the airport turned completely chaotic. A furious Fabio stormed toward Daniel Dubois and sparked a heated brawl right in front of shocked fans and security. Wardley was aggressively accusing Dubois of cheating, shoving him during the confrontation and demanding an immediate rematch. Fabio Wardley was clearly still frustrated after the brutal knockout loss, admitting that Daniel Dubois was causing him serious problems throughout the fight. But despite the punishment, Fabio refused to fully accept defeat and hinted that the rivalry is not over yet. Wardley even welcomed the idea of a rematch, believing fans would love to see these two heavyweights go to war once again. Frank Warren clearly wasn't happy with the chaos that exploded after the fight, admitting that scenes like this damage boxing's image. But at the same time, the tension between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois has now become deeply personal. What started as a brutal heavyweight war is quickly turning into one of the most heated rivalries in boxing right now.
Because that means they get to see it again, maybe, and they get another go at it. So, yeah, it's still a bitter pill to swallow. It's not a loss.
Hearn admitted that things completely boiled over between the two fighters, with emotions running so high that it nearly turned into a full-blown physical confrontation. The anger, the threats, and the refusal to back down have only added more fuel to an already explosive rivalry, making fans even more desperate to see what happens next between Wardley and Dubois.
We won't be any more of it, that's for sure. And everybody wants to show some respect to each other. And let's see the fight where it should happen, in the ring on Saturday.
Adam Smith acknowledges the chaos, but makes it clear this is exactly what boxing is: unpredictable and emotionally charged. While he doesn't fully approve of how things escalated, he believes moments like this only increase the hype. The rivalry between Fabio Wardley and Daniel Dubois has now gone beyond sport and turned into pure storytelling drama that fans can't ignore.
You know, I think when you're getting poked like that in a face-to-face, you know, after a while the temper goes, and it's good. You know, I think it's good.
Clemens paints a brutal picture of just how violent this fight really was, suggesting Fabio Wardley was taking punishment far beyond normal heavyweight standards. Even in defeat, Wardley's toughness is being praised, but the concern over his condition shows how dangerous this level of boxing truly is.
This is the fight business, and it's just made it even bigger. And we wait to see what happens next. And I'm a storyteller, and I love the interest and intrigue in matchups. And I think this is a fight that the casuals will just revel in. Is it controversial? Have we already seen controversy at a press?
Frock breaks down the technical flaws in Fabio Wardley's performance, pointing out that his aggression came at the cost of smart boxing. Instead of setting up his shots properly, Wardley chased the knockout and left himself exposed. Frock still believes his career isn't over, but this fight exposed serious gaps in his fundamentals that need fixing.
To a point where Fabio is stumbling around. He's not even aware of his surroundings, it doesn't look like. The doctors are checking on him round after round. And, you know, I said Daniel had big stones to get off the canvas. Fabio Wardley's got a chin of because he ate some absolute nukes. Shots that put Anthony Joshua on the floor from Daniel Dubois and probably would have put a lesser man in the hospital that night. I mean, I'm sure Fabio's in the hospital now, but stretch.
Ingle delivers a brutally honest assessment, suggesting Fabio Wardley may have already taken too much damage to rebuild his career at the top level. While he recognizes Wardley's raw talent and progress, he questions whether he can truly compete with elite, proven world champions at this stage. It's a harsh reality check on how unforgiving heavyweight boxing.
Wardley neglected all of his little bit of boxing skill, what he's learned over the white collar and through the fights that he's been involved in. I mean, he's had a fantastic career, and I don't think this is the end of Fabio Wardley at all, but he showed that he's a bit naive and a bit green. Like I said, his attacks were very crude. I don't know what Ben Davison should have been telling him. Stop throwing that overhand right from out of range. It's like, he's looking for the knockout punch. He's not even got his feet in range.
Barry McGuigan delivers a serious warning about Fabio Wardley's future, strongly suggesting that the punishment he absorbed was far too heavy to ignore. In his view, even considering a rematch could put Wardley at serious risk. It's a rare moment where concern outweighs competition, showing just how damaging that brutal fight really was.
Slight difference, fighting a world champion, a legitimate world champion for a title, and beating a world champion who's already a world champion. And Fabio Wardley hasn't beat a current world champion to be the champion, has he?
Joseph Parker's been a champion.
Yeah, but he wasn't the champion, right?
Johnny Nelson highlights Fabio Wardley's clear breakdown during the fight, pointing out that he started with strong fundamentals but couldn't adapt when things changed. Once his initial tactics stopped working, he had no backup strategy, and that's where everything fell apart. It exposed a major flaw in his game at elite level.
But I don't think he should fight. I genuinely don't think he should take that rematch. I think that's too dangerous. I genuinely think he took way too much punishment, and that was so severe. If I were him, I'd never.
Derek Chisora doesn't hold back, criticizing Fabio Wardley's approach and suggesting he relied too heavily on raw power instead of basic boxing skills. In his view, Wardley abandoned fundamentals like the jab and tried to force a knockout, which left him exposed against elite opposition.
He kept his shape. You know, the jabs were working, dominating head to body. Kept slinging that big right hand over the top. Now and again, he'd whip it up the middle. He had good feet for a big guy, good feet. And I thought, you look the part. But then there was no plan B that he could rely on if that didn't work. And you saw from round 6, he lost his shape. The shape had gone because there was no plan B. You know, when he'd get hit, it was like he'd completely turned. And trust me, this boy...
Fabio Wardley absorbed everything thrown at him, highlighting both his toughness and the worrying damage he sustained. Even though Wardley showed incredible heart by standing and trading under heavy fire, the sheer impact of those clean right hands raises serious concerns about his long-term durability.
Fabio was not ready for boxing. He was no jab, nothing, looking for power shots. It is like he didn't train. He was busy commentating. Little bastard. He was supposed to fucking train in the gym. How many jabs did Fabio chuck? Less jabs. He didn't chuck no jabs. He didn't do anything.
David Hay praises the fight as an absolute heavyweight classic, emphasizing the non-stop action, courage, and intensity from both fighters. In his eyes, this was the perfect example of why fans love heavyweight boxing. Pure drama, momentum swings, and warriors refusing to back down. It was the kind of battle that leaves a lasting impression and keeps fans replaying every round. Daniel reflects.
This fight was very hard for two guys, but I think for the crowd was also a nice fight. Unbelievable. I like it.
Was you surprised about the heart that Daniel showed down?
Yes, 100% I was surprised. But Daniel gave a good performance. He was in the first set and the fourth round, I don't know. He was won the
second, sorry?
In the second round, he was down, and in the first round, he was down. And
first round and second round, yeah.
Crazy. But he come back,
Yeah, well done, Daniel Dubois. Fabio Wardley, absolute warrior. It wasn't the most skilled heavyweight fight I've ever seen, but it was just what the fun point to see. The fans wanted that, Johnny, that was blood and guts, but well done, Daniel Dubois. Good fight.
I've never seen a heavyweight fight that captivating, that entertaining, round after round, backwards and forwards. The heart on these guys, the balls, the bravery. That's what you want to pay. That's what you want to. We hope every time we tune in for a heavyweight championship, you're getting that type of energy. They both gave everything they had. I could watch that 10 times.
Fabio Wardley has got a heart as big as a bucket. And some of the punches he took last night, he may not come back from. Because he was taking right hands, he was eating them so flush. It was quite brutal to watch at times. I've actually felt sorry for Fabio.
On a hard-fought battle where early nerves almost cost him control, but he managed to regroup and secure victory through resilience and toughness. He admits the fight pushed him into a dark place mentally and physically, where he had to dig deep just to survive the pressure. The corner moment shows how much intensity he was